the magical here we go. I'm forwarding it. This is on the desk below the smart board in my room at El Centro. Here it is. Did everybody see what Jackie made for me? Jackie is an incredibly talented artist. Everybody take a look in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, so creative.
Yes.
I'm gonna put it on the screen right now. I made a GIF just to show everybody right there. So there it is, Jackie. That's sitting on my desk at El Centro. Thank you so much. Fantastic, fantastic right there. Jackie, can you just say a few words about your beautiful artwork? Okay, or not? Sorry to embarrass you. You're exceptionally talented. Sorry, I have nothing but nice things to say about you. Sorry.
It's Mexican art. We call it alebrije. And it's alebrije with L. Alebrije. Yes, alebrije. And you can create. You can choose a lot of animals, and you have to create your own design, like dino, tiger, turtle, all in one. And you can make the alebrije with paper, wood, or any kind of material that can works out for the craft. So it's a little funny.
I love it.
And it's very Mexican. It was created by hand how do you say hand worker, hand
craftsman.
Yes, hand craftsman. So it was dreaming about something, and he dreamed about that kind of animals. Yep. And after that, he creates a lot of crafts, and that's it. Was a boom in the late 19th, I think so. And that's it. I hope you enjoy playing with that.
You know what's so cool is that my American brain only thinks big with Mexican art, because I took a modern art class in college and I wrote a paper about the big three, Diego Rivera and Jose Orozco and the other muralists. I only think of like big giant art with Mexican art in my mind. Like all I know about Mexican art is huge, like paintings and giant, like I only think big. But then when you handed it to me and it was this small, and then you told me this is Mexican folk art, I was like, oh, I'm learning so much. It can be small too. Thank you so much, Jackie. All right, so that's probably the best teacher appreciation gift I've ever received. Usually it's like a card and some candy or something. That's so cool. Oh, moving right along, here is what we have planned, what I have planned for today. And a lot of this I came up with last night during the evening class, which I think would be fun. So I hope everybody enjoys this, and we'll move along pretty quick to make sure we have enough time for what I have planned in the second half. So here we go. We're going to just have a short conversation. I'm going to say let's just keep it at 10 minutes at most. 10 minutes. I'm going to go over some of the National Labor Relations Act in the U.S. because we're looking at. Does everybody see my background here? It's a movie set, something blowing up behind me. So Why did I choose to put this as my background? What's a major event happening in America right now?
The writers are in strike.
Correct, correct. So yes, we're going to continue to look at the ongoing writers' strike. And I'm going to give everyone a quick review of the National Labor Relations Act. That's a law passed in 1935, which allowed collective bargaining. There's vocabulary. So American workers are protected by law to form unions without retaliation. In the evening class, we looked at the Homestead strike, bit of US history where retaliation could be pretty dangerous. So today we live in a country where workers have at least something in the basic law to protect their rights to form a union and collectively negotiate. And that's what the entertainment industry is practicing right now. But we're going to compare the laws in America with various countries represented in this classroom, which would be interesting. We'll keep that at 10 minutes. Then we're going to review the Jamboard that we put together on Thursday, and you can make updates to it. And then we've got a little listening exercise. The Jamboard is, of course, comparing 2023 and 2007. Then we got a little listening exercise where I'll introduce some new vocab. And after that, we're going to use this. I'm going to get a volunteer reader to read what I'm underlining. Who could read this word? Brand new word. Israel, give it a shot, my friend.
Use generative AI to make AI to make a script.
Yes. So we're going to use ChatGPT, the most popular form of generative AI, and we're going to have the computer spit out a script in seconds. And what the script is going to be, Claudia and Marcela, I told you you would be rewarded for coming to class first and on time. Marcela and Clarity, you can come up with a story, whatever you want to tell the computer to make the script about. It's whatever you want. If you want it to be about a serial killer who flies on a unicorn, you tell the computer, and the computer will make the script. Okay. So Marcela and Clarity, start thinking right now. Sound good?
Okay, teacher.
All right.
Yeah.
So come up with an idea for the script. We're going to put your idea into ChatGPT. ChatGPT will make the script. And then we're going to have 3 people read the parts of the script like actors. And then we will vote whether or not the show is worth watching. So if the script is worth watching, perhaps we don't need writers anymore. If the show is terrible, maybe we do still need writers. We're going to find out by the end of class. So that's what we're going to do. It'll be fun. And then whatever time is left, I'm going to go over the upcoming assignments. Okay. Everybody ready? Ready or not? Here comes the rest of class. Okay. So we looked last week at these 2 major events. The American Film and Television Writers, the Writers Guild of America, that's the union. They went on strike in 2007. They went on strike in 2023. Now, there are some similarities and some differences. We could compare, we can contrast. That relates to this particular law. There it is. I should have put that down further. This particular law right here. It is the 1935 law. Let's get a volunteer reader to review this one. Who wants to read?
Can I, teacher?
Fatima, go for it. Yes.
In 1935, Congress passed the National Labor Relations Act, NLRA,
Mhm.
making clear that is the policy of the United States to encourage collective bargaining by protecting workers' full freedom of association. The NLRA protect workplace democracy by providing employee as a private sector workplace the fundamental right to seek better working conditions and designation of representation without fear of relation.
Retaliation.
Retaliation.
Yes, exactly. So yes, if you study U.S. history and learn about the American labor movement, there's major events like the Pullman Porter strike, the Homestead strike, steel workers that we learned about last night, the Haymarket riots in Chicago. Forming a union at one time in this country was extremely dangerous. It was a very dangerous thing to do. Owners of big companies, very wealthy people, had political power, and workers had very few resources. Today, there's at least some law allowing workers to form a union, to bargain collectively without fear of being attacked or let go from their job just for forming the union. It's of course not 100% effective, but there is at least a law allowing unions to exist in this country since 1935. Now I want to open up the conversation for everybody. Is there a similar law in another country you've lived in? Are unions protected, at least by law, on paper? Whether or not the law is effective, whether or not it works, is there something written down in the basic law of your country that's similar to this? Who wants to begin? I'm going to write it on the screen. Is there a similar law in another country you lived in, you have lived in? Fatima, you were just reading, your microphone's still on. Is there a similar law in Morocco?
Yes.
Great.
But it is, but nobody do it.
Okay,
A lot
so
of
tell us,
people-
nobody
a
do
lot
it?
of
What do you
people
mean
think-
nobody does it? You mean,
The law,
oh,
like in Morocco, we have the law, but some people has money, they can pay the law, and nobody, like my dad, when he was working with a big company,
mhm,
it's big, famous in Africa and Europe. Then
mhm,
he worked like 6 months with the
mhm.
contract only 6 months.
Yeah,
Then after the company renew 6 months for him the contract, because they don't want to give him the him rights, or nobody care about the law there.
so you mean, so that he got let go before he could join a union?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Very sneaky. Very sneaky.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they would all, so you had to be employed for 6 months, then you could be
Mhm.
protected by the union, and they would just let everybody go before 6 months.
Yes.
I understand. Yeah. I
Mhm.
know. Well, that's not unique to Morocco. Companies have little tricks like that here as well.
Yes.
They'll
Yeah.
employ somebody. They'll make if the law says only full-time workers can join this particular union, a way for the company to
Yeah. To find
save
a
money
way
is
to
let's just hire more people part-time and then just let them
Yeah.
go after a few months. Yes, that's not unique to Morocco. That happens in the US too.
Okay.
Of course, Americans like to think we're smarter than everybody else, but no, it's not. It's not true. Every company tries to find a way to cut those costs around the world. It's not. Does that make you feel better? Good example, Fatima. Let's go to someone from another country. Bibiana, can you tell us about Colombia?
Hello. Well, we have the right. We have like syndicates, but it is by groups. So teachers, transportation, it is by groups. The thing is that yes, you're supposed to have the right. That's the thing that we have in paper. But when some people, it's like a leader in a syndicate, they know that they're in danger. So it is kind of normal that some leaders of the syndicates get killed, or even though people go to protest and try to do their groups, government is not going to respond, or they're not going even to have someone to try to negotiate with the syndicates. So we are supposed to have the right, but in the action, we don't really have it.
That actually, well, you were in class last night. Was there, when we looked at the Homestead strike and the people standing in front of the steel factory being fired upon by soldiers, was that in any way kind of similar to the dangers you're talking about?
It is something more underground in the big cities.
Gotcha. So this, what you're talking about actually speaks to the language in this law, written in this 1935 law, where it says right here, fundamental right to seek better working conditions and designation of representation without fear of retaliation. It's specifically the language is regarding safety and fear of physical retribution, physical harm, because that was very much the threat for a long time in this country. Thank you, Bibiana. Can we get a voice from another part of the world? Franites, Sandra, Israel, anyone? Yes, Jackie, tell us about Mexico.
In Mexico, there's the name is labor federal law. And this is a huge law and applies to every company and every business, medium and large business. And it's very formal. And if any company doesn't follow those laws, the government can issue that company and give a lot of money to the worker or employee.
Oh wow!
And the only company or business that doesn't apply is little or is a small business.
Okay.
So
Small
medium
business.
and large companies, there are following that law. So,
very interesting. That makes me curious where the line is drawn between a small business, a medium-sized business, and a big business.
Yes, it depends of the money that makes every year.
Oh, okay. So profit will determine how big the company is, not like the number of people employed or anything, just the margins of what they make.
It's not always about the number of the employees, but in some cases, if the company have more than 25 workers, they should apply that law.
Wow, that's interesting. That's a different
Yeah.
concept of
Yes.
big company and small company. Very interesting. Thank you, Jackie. Okay, excellent. That's let's move along. So good, important representation from different parts of the world. Now, last week we looked at the 2007 and 2023 writers' strikes. So you have the Writers Guild exercising the right, exercising collective bargaining and using a strike, collectively not working as a tool of negotiation. Once in 2007, once again in 2023. Now I'm going to direct you to an upcoming, direct everybody to an upcoming assignment. And don't worry, don't panic. It's not going to be a long paper. I know you've got other papers you're writing. This is just going to be a very short piece of writing to follow up with what we're doing in class. So I've attached an article here comparing the 2007 and 2023 writer strikes. We're going to read part of it today and part of it Thursday. And I've attached the Jamboard that we created last week to get everybody to work together. And here in the Google Doc, you can see the instructions I put into the document and also right here. I read the article and compare both of these events. How are they similar? How are they different? What I'm going to give you as a helpful tool are some phrases to compare and contrast. Here we go. Compare and contrast. You will do this a lot in your college life. How are they similar? How are they different? And where is there a gray area? This is a Venn diagram used usually for math, but I like to use it for English. How is it's kind of a funny looking Venn diagram, but how is the 2007 event similar yet different from the 2023 event? Can anybody think of a similarity, what we'd put in the middle? What are similar about these two events?
They both were worried.
All right, concerns. Yeah, so writers' concerns, great. That would go in the middle, both. So we might think of this as, everybody knows the word deja vu. The same group of people went on strike 15 years ago and are on strike today. So both involve writers' concerns.
Better pay, teacher, better, more money.
More money over, and I'm going to put right here, cash, making a living. Good job, Gracie. Writers' concerns about money. Excellent. What would be a distinction of 2007 from 2023? What's something different 15 years ago? The world we're living in now versus 2007.
I think they were in the past, they were asking for the money they can continue getting from the reproduction. What is the name?
Oh, yes, great job.
Yes,
The word
I
is
put residuals.
residual. Great job, Gracie and Jackie. The vocab from last week, residuals. That's been a big point of contention, a big concern today. Where are the residuals from Netflix and Hulu? Are we talking about 2023 or 2007?
I think, sorry?
No, go ahead, Gracie.
Okay, residual for 2007, but now what I see, they are asking also for the space and the studios, they want the
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm gonna put that right here.
there because
Maintaining the writer's room. Great, yes, that's great. So yes, because a lot of these studios are saying, stay home. We're not going to pay you to come on the set while during the whole production. We're not going to pay you for 2 to 3 months. Just stay home. And once in a while, email us a few lines and then we can pay you less money. Just stay where you are.
Yes.
So the writers want to keep the traditional writer's room. And what was unique about 2007? People were afraid of payment for internet broadcast. Let's see. One of the videos we looked at, they were using these old terms like iTunes. My TV show is on iTunes. Nobody uses that anymore. But people were saying, my TV show is on iTunes and I'm not getting any money. That was a big concern. People, and words like downloading movies and TV shows. That was the big fear in 2007. And it was new and people would actually download big files of movies and TV shows, and it would take forever. And that's how you would steal your movies and your TV shows. And you still do it once in a while, but that was it. Writers are saying, oh my goodness, how are we going to get paid if everything we do is just going to be on the internet for free? That's what the contracts were about then. And today we expect everything to be on the internet, but there's not a set protocol about who gets paid what for what streaming service. And that's one of the big differences. So this is a comparison. Writers were concerned, and these are contrasts, right? What are the differences between these major events? Now, as I promised, here are some helpful phrases to use when comparing and contrasting, as promised. Here we go. Whoops. Oh my goodness, did I forget the, there it is. I knew I didn't forget it. Okay, everybody, so we're gonna do some pronunciation and then exercise. Here we go. We're talking about the event 2007 and 2023. All right, everybody follow me. For a few of you from last night, this is gonna be familiar, but you've had time to process it, okay? Follow me with the pronunciation. A far cry from.
A far cry from.
Good job. Conversely.
Conversely.
On the other hand.
On the
On
other
the
hand,
other hand.
Similarly.
Similarly.
In comparison with.
In comparison with.
A world of difference from.
A world of different.
Now I want to invite at least 2 volunteers to make a sentence comparing 2007 and 2023 with one of these phrases. Who wants to try? Raise your hand, brave soul, whoever wants to try. Good morning, Anthony. How's it going?
Good morning, teacher. I'm good, thank you.
We're good. Was that Marcella who wanted to give it a shot? Or Bibiana?
Can
It's
I try?
Fatima. Hey, Fatima, go for it. Yes, give it a shot. Which one do you want to try?
In USA,
Yep.
the law in USA is similar in my country, Morocco. Did not renew the contract with the people. No?
Let me give you if you're gonna say like an adverb similarly, you can say is similar, sure, but Morocco has laws for, all right, like here's what you said. The US has labor laws protecting workers comma, similarly. Now, say what we're about to say.
Mhm.
Similarly,
The USA has labor law protecting workers similarly in like Morocco. We can see that, or we need a big sentence after similar.
well, what do you want to, right now it's like a sentence fragment. What do you want to compare? Similarly, Morocco, keep going.
They renew the contract with the worker.
That doesn't fit with what you, with.
Mhm. Okay.
You could say similarly, Morocco also has
Okay.
labor laws, because you're making a comparison. If you say they renew a contract, then you're talking about a specific event, and we need to know who is they.
Mhm. Thank you, teacher.
No problem, no problem. Anybody else? Good try. Anybody else want to try to use one of these phrases to compare and
Yes.
contract or
I'll
contrast?
try.
Go for it.
Yes.
Marcella, yes. You speak, I type. Go for it, Marcella.
I can too.
Oh, not Marcella. Oh, that was Gracie. I'm sorry. I thought I heard Marcella's voice.
I think
Either
I
Marcella
was
or Gracie.
right. Go ahead, Gracie.
Okay. The collective bargaining.
Yes. Yes.
The collective bargaining in Dominican Republic is a far cry from US.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Nice job. A far cry from the US, like a world of difference. Very good. Excellent. Everyone's comparing labor laws in different countries. I was thinking of these two events, but this is fine. Excellent. Who else wants to try? Let's get one more volunteer. You want to try, Marcella, or
Yeah, I'll try.
give it a shot?
Okay, so in 2013, writers work in their small rooms together. On the other hand, in 2023, they are working outside from streaming.
I think you meant 2007. Hold on a second.
13, 4, yeah.
And I think you also meant to say big writers' rooms. Writers worked in or a big room,
Yeah.
big rooms together. On the other hand, in 2023, say it again, please.
They working outside from streaming.
Well, we don't want to put streaming as how you consume the content, how you receive the product. It's not how writers are working.
You're
talking about remote work versus in-person work.
They work
We're talking-
streamingly.
No. That's streaming is how you watch the show.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about
The
writers
other hand.
showing up on a set and being paid to be there the whole day versus what?
So they are working outside from internet.
Yes.
Can be.
On the other hand, in 2023, writers do more work.
Yeah.
How would you like to say this? How are we attending class right now?
Online.
Yeah, or
Platforms.
remotely from home. This is the language you're looking for.
Yeah.
There we go. All
Thank
right. Yeah. So traditionally, if you pay a person to show up on set, you pay them for the union will have a guaranteed contract the whole day. You must be on set and you produce the work and you pay the person for their time and this, that, and the other. Remote work for writers, there's no protocol established. So maybe they were doing exactly the same amount of work from home, but studios will say, let's just not pay them as much as we used to. That would be a great way to save money. Yeah. And let's just employ people for a shorter period. Great. Success. We save lots of money and the writers went on strike. All right. Okay, everybody. Does everybody get the hang of the comparing and contrasting? We'll do more of these exercises again on Thursday, but this is just for practice looking at a current event. And I think I see something in the chat here.
I have
Oh,
one.
nice job, Sandra. Yes, if everybody takes a look in the chat, Sandra said laws about writers in 2007 didn't change in comparison with laws in 2023. Okay, good stuff. I think you mean not laws, but payment or something like that. Good work. I'm gonna mute Fatima right there. Okay, here we go. So now let's move on. It is 10:40. We're making good time. So here is a listening exercise. Take a look at this. I'm going to show you this interview from CBS News with a reporter covering this particular story. I'm going to play it at 3/4 speed, and I'm going to need 3 volunteers to answer these 3 questions. I'm going to, if you see a bar, a gray bar moving on the screen, it's the video panel, so I can see everybody's face or everybody's name. All right, I'm going to get a volunteer to answer, or 2 volunteers to answer each question. Actually, you know what? We have time for a quick breakout room. So this will be breakout room 1, 2, and 3. So here we go. For breakout room 1, this is the question. Let's get Monica, would you read question number 1?
Why wasn't streaming addressed in the 2007 strike?
Yeah, why wasn't streaming addressed in the 2007 strike? Everybody watches their movies this way now, and it's not really that new. Why wasn't this an issue in 2007? They could have addressed that issue. Why didn't they 15 years ago? That's question number 1 for breakout room 1. Question number 2 for breakout room 2. Israel, please read question number 2.
Why might script generated by AI be
Unusable.
unusable?
Unusable, yes. And remember, we're going to generate our own script with an AI at the end of class, but there's a concern. Just because the technology is out there, it might be unusable, can't use. Why? That's for breakout room 2. Okay, breakout room 3, let's get Franertes. Haven't heard your voice in a minute. Go for it, Franertes.
What are some future concerns ahead with a store and director unions?
Yes. So it's not only writers in the world of entertainment that are concerned about how how they make a living. There's also some future concerns with actors and directors. So it's like this whole entertainment world is being shaken up, is rethinking how it operates. So that's breakout room 3. Okay, does everybody see the questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All right.
teacher.
Okay, I'm going to make 3 breakout rooms right now. Here we go. Oh, actually, I have to show you the video first. So these are the questions. And now I'm going to show you the video. Here we go.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I need to put you in these breakout rooms first. Let's do, here we go. Hang on one second. I'm gonna generate the rooms here at random. Okay, got it. All right. So question number 1, this will be, I'm gonna put your names right here. Bibiana, Fatima, Israel, and Sandra. Okay, that'll be for question number 1. So if your name is Bibiana, Fatima, Israel, or Sandra, you'll be in breakout room 1 together. Breakout room 2, Anthony, Franertes, Gracie, and Monica. Breakout room number 2. And breakout room number 3, we will have Clary, Jackie, and Marcella. All right. So there we go. If you see where you see your name, that'll be the question you will want to discuss. So what I recommend, where you see your name, write down the question right now. Okay, write it on your phone, write it on a piece of paper. Where you see your name, write down your question. And then once you've got your question written down, please give me a thumbs up emoji. Thank you, Bibiana. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Jackie. Sandra, Fatima, Gracie, you good to go? You know what, Fatima,
Yes.
you should get your kids to write this stuff down for you. That's
I did screenshots.
okay. I was saying your kids are right there. They should help you out. You need
Yes.
like an assistant. They should be taking notes for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Okay, everybody. Now I'm going to erase the names there. Here we go. Okay. And whoops. Okay, I'm going to play this at 3/4 speed. And I'm going to use the captions. You'll see the captions on the left side of the screen.
And obviously, there will be a major impact on Hollywood if the strike lasts a long time, if there is one. Here now to talk more about the impacts of the possible strikes is Fox's Alyssa Wilkinson. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning to you. Why are the stakes so high, and even higher with this strike than the one compared in 2007?
Yeah, if you look at what was going on in 2007, it was right at the dawn of the streaming age. And at that time, actually, originally the offer on the table to writers was that they wouldn't have a piece of the pie for any work that was on streaming. None of us really kind of understood what streaming was going to be. Now we know that half of writers who work on series are writing for streaming services, that many shows end up airing on streaming services, and that's where people are getting their residuals from, which is often the way that people pay the bills.
So that's question number 1. I'm playing it again. Why wasn't streaming addressed in 2007?
Going on in 2007, it was right at the dawn of the streaming age. And at that time, actually, originally the offer on the table to writers was that they wouldn't have a piece of the pie for any work that was on streaming. None of us really kind of understood what streaming was going to be. Now we know that half of writers who work on series are writing for streaming services, that many shows end up airing on streaming services, and that's where people are getting their residuals from, which is often the way that people pay the bills. but the negotiation back in 2007 didn't put streaming on parity with broadcast TV. So writers are finding themselves with, you know, less and less income and less viability for actually making a living. And then on top of it, we have the looming threat of AI, which really could be a tool that studios might use to cut writers' income even more.
Right, and I was thinking of, you know, if the writers go on strike, could this potentially expedite the use of AI and freeze them out even more? Could it backfire on them?
I mean, it's very possible, right? The people that I've talked to have said, yeah, it could happen. But there are some hitches here. One is that, you know, AI at the moment, the way the technology is, can't really distinguish between copyrighted material and non-copyrighted material, which means that anyone who tried to use generative AI to create a script could actually end up running afoul of copyright.
Yeah.
So this is question number 2 for breakout room 2. Why are scripts generated by AI unusable? Why aren't movies being made with AI now?
This potentially expedite the use of AI and freeze them out even more. Could it backfire on them?
I mean, it's very possible, right? The people that I've talked to have said, yeah, it could happen. But there are some hitches here. One is that, you know, AI at the moment, the way the technology is, can't really distinguish between copyrighted material and non-copyrighted material, which means that anyone who tried to use generative AI to create a script could actually end up running afoul of copyright. There's also the issue that most of the tech is not quite advanced enough right now to spit out things that can just be taken straight to set and shot, and that, you know, there wouldn't be any writer to help with that. So you might end up with lots of unusable content. You know, one thing that someone I spoke to said is, well, we can't really save people from that, making that choice, but it is true that people are going to notice the difference if they watch those things. And the aim of the guild is to make sure that a writer is a human and that writers are not seeing the companies use generative AI in order to undercut their salaries further.
Yeah, in your article, you mentioned other unions and that they could get involved. A lot of people don't realize how many unions are involved in Hollywood productions and shows and streaming services. Talk about that.
Well, there are 2 other major guilds that have contracts up this summer. One is DGA, the Directors Guild. They tried to sort of pre-negotiate last fall, apparently with the producers, and it didn't really go anywhere, so that's a big question. And the bigger one might be SAG-AFTRA, which is, you know, the actors union. They're very concerned about how AI might be used to generate their likenesses or...
All right, so this is for breakout in room number 3. It's not just writers. In the future, directors and actors are also going to be renegotiating their contracts. What are the concerns of directors and actors?
Other unions and that they could get involved. A lot of people don't realize how many unions are involved in Hollywood productions and shows and streaming services. Talk about that.
Well, there are 2 other major guilds that have contracts up this summer. One is DGA, the Directors Guild. They tried to sort of pre-negotiate last fall, apparently with the producers, and it didn't really go anywhere, so that's a big question. And the bigger one might be SAG-AFTRA, which is, the actors union. They're very concerned about how AI might be used to generate their likenesses or their voices, which could be anything from voiceover to audiobooks to all kinds of different things. That would really, they're quite vulnerable, and so those contracts matter a lot too. And what happens with the WGA also is probably going to set the pattern for negotiations with the DGA and SAG-AFTRA.
And obviously, there will be.
All right, everybody. So here we go. Breakout room 1. Why wasn't streaming addressed in 2007? Going back to the breakout rooms, and that's going to be for Bibiana, Fatima, Israel, and Sandra. And breakout room 2. Why might scripts generated by AI be unusable? That's for Anthony, Franertes, Gracie, and Monica. Breakout room 3. What are some future concerns ahead with actors and directors unions? That's for Claudia, Jackie, and Marcella. Okay, here we go. Join your breakout rooms now. And here we are. We've got questions 1, 2, and 3. And let's take a look. That was Bibiana. Take it away. Tell us the answer to question number 1. Why wasn't streaming addressed in the 2007 strike?
Okay, teacher. So we were talking, and we think it is because in 2007, they didn't have a streaming platforms yet. So, well, we know that Netflix was working, but it works like a service of renting movies, but they wasn't producing their own movies. So at that time, they fixed the problem with the broadcast, but right now the problem is with the streaming platform. So at that time they didn't have it, they didn't know how it works. So that's why they didn't address it in the 2007 strike.
You're absolutely right. Except there was a couple of details. Very, very good job, Bibiana. Streaming existed, but there were some problems. We didn't have the language. If somebody in 2007 used the word streaming, people would kind of scratch their heads like, what's that? What's a stream? A stream in a river? It was a very slow process. This was when a lot of people were still using dial-up internet. Anybody remember a time a long time ago where you had to unplug your phone, a landline phone, to use the internet? It was almost that long ago. Well, nobody uses landline phones anymore, but the internet was very, very slow. You could watch videos live on websites, but you had to have a great internet connection, which most people didn't have. And it was really not seen as a viable source to watch movies. Now it's the way everybody gets their entertainment. So yeah, and what you're saying is it just was not addressed. So now that everybody streams what they watch, writers have no protections, no guarantees for residuals. And streaming companies have been able to make a lot of money, but writers are not sharing in those profits. So yes, excellent job, Bibiana. And for number 2, I forgot who was that. That was not, who was the representative for? Go for it.
My teacher.
Yes. Anthony, yes.
Yeah, it's unusable because the AI has some hitches because the technology it can distinguish between copyright material and no copyright material. So that's mean anyone who tries to use AI to create a script could run afoul of copyright.
Exactly. Now, does everybody, I didn't introduce the word copyright, but is everybody familiar with that term?
Yes.
Tell us what it means, Anthony.
Oh, that's mean, when you write something is for you. You are the actor. You have the, I don't know how you say the derechos, like
The rights.
Yes, Claudia's correct. It means
yeah,
it's something, it's someone else's what's called IP, intellectual property.
yeah,
So if you type essentially what AI is it's not that different from just a search engine in that it just pulls words from the internet.
It's plagiarism, right?
Well, it can be. Here's the difference. Like, let's say, okay, this is what people have been doing for a very long time. Let's say I just put into a Google search. I put into a Google search ice cream. And then I just pull off some words from this particular website. Now, okay, like let's say if I ice cream store, I pull and I want to, okay, and everything that's coming up in this search is about ice cream. The way I myself am looking through this search engine and finding interesting things about it, about the topic, I might take the time to put together information from my search, and then I could write and then I could generate a sentence about ice cream. That's essentially what AI does. It does it for you. The way when we search something on Google and then we use our own brains to put together the information we just found, AI does that very, very quickly. But as a human, I can stop myself from stealing someone else's words and then use my own brain to make something original. AI doesn't do that yet. Does that make sense, Gracie?
Yes.
So let's say, hang on a second. Watch this. What if I want to write a book and I say, Chat GPT, write a novel about a kid who is a wizard. What will Chat GPT probably give me?
Harry Potter.
Yeah, they're just gonna pull out probably like just full chapters of Harry Potter. And then what if I try to sell it and say I wrote that?
An encyclopedia about Harry Potter.
Yeah. If I do that, I use Chat GPT is just going to pull out Harry Potter and then give it to me what already exists, and I'm going to say, okay, here's my book. What's the problem I'm going to have? Somebody's going to say, you didn't write that, and I got to go, oh, how'd you know? Really? How did you know? Oh,
it's mine. Oh.
No, yeah. So it's right now, it's really easy to tell if what is and is not original. But we're gonna test it in a few minutes. Let's see. And next up, Claudia, tell us, what are some future concerns ahead with actors and directors unions?
So one of the concern is about how their voices gonna sound, how the AI gonna generate their voices, because the actor, they are humans. They was talking about that, and they think it's not, basically it's not enough. The technology is not enough, and they are concerned about how their voice is gonna sound.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I mean, has anyone ever heard of this? You can take somebody's picture and generate a fake, you can I can superimpose. Hang on one second. Let me show you. I'm going to show you examples of pre-existing. Hang on one second. Let me wait a minute. Okay, this is very rudimentary versions of this right now. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm going to use a video filter to show examples of this silly things that one can do. So the way I have a background, let's say I want to make them, I can make my background whatever I want here. What if I want to give myself a disguise? Okay, these are very simple features that everybody uses every day. I'm giving myself, look, I'm wearing 3D glasses. Yeah, I'm using, okay, now I'm Rosie the Riveter. So now I'm playing with pre-existing technology. Remember, be safe, guys. So I'm playing with all kinds of stuff. So everything that exists at the moment can be, I'm gonna turn myself, okay, look, I'm on TV now. So whatever, I'm playing with all kinds of fun stuff that is easy. Like, hold on a second. Okay, now I'm gonna use some studio effects. I'm gonna give myself a mustache. No, I'm gonna give myself some lipstick. Here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna actually, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna give everybody nightmares here. All right, give myself a bigger mustache there. All right, so I put on lipstick and a mustache. I'm gonna wear a hat. There we go. Okay, look, oh wow, I'm Walter White with lipstick. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna change the lip color. There we go, I'm Walter White, Breaking Bad right now. Okay, so I just turned myself into Walter White with these very easy to use features. There is technology of it. What if I use a program so sophisticated that I turn my face into something identical to an actor and I change my voice? Do you really need to pay millions and millions of dollars for that actor? Or could you just use a little creativity and steal the actor's image? And if you were to steal the actor's image, should the actor be compensated for their image? That sort of thing. So these are, and directors are concerned because directors put everything together. They tell the actors where to move. They tell the camera, they tell the camera, the director of photography where to move the camera and all that stuff. You can engineer computer programs to do that sort of thing. So everybody essentially can be replaced. But can they? I mean, people have said that teachers, we don't need teachers for about the last 20 years. No matter how great technology gets, I see people just getting lazier. I don't see like everybody being replaced, but these are concerns in the future, things to look at. Yes, thank you, Bibiana. Yes, I do look like Heisenberg. Thank you. In a minute ago, maybe I'll put the Heisenberg hat on again later. Anyway, so now, as promised, we're going to make our ChatGPT script. Is everybody excited? We're going to make a script with ChatGPT. So here we go. Who was it? Who was here first? It was, yes, Marcella and Claudia. As promised, we're gonna make our own script. So I'm just gonna log into ChatGPT. Marcella and Claudia, you're going to have to tell the computer what the story is gonna be about. And then we're all gonna vote. We're gonna have some volunteer readers read 3 parts. So here are the parameters. We're gonna need a 2-page script, a 2-page TV script. And then about whatever Marcella and Claudia want it to be. With 2 actors speaking. All right. Marcella, Claudia, what's the story? Give me a story.
Teacher, the gift that Jackie gave you, give me a idea.
Okay.
A friendly dragon.
Okay, perfect. But tell me what to put into ChatGPT.
Well, I need another actor.
No, just give me the story first.
Okay. I just thinking a topic. Okay, let me think.
Well, I mean, the fact that, does everybody see how Claudia and I are talking to each other? What about Claudia, Marcella, do you have a story? All right, I think we have the answer. Jackie, we have this great technology in front of us, and I don't see anybody coming up with a story. It looks like we need a professional to come in. Does anybody, Claudia, Marcella, you've had an hour. Give me your story. What do you want it to be about? Anything. Yeah, I don't think writers have anything to be afraid about. I just hear total silence. Yeah. Okay, Claudia, Marcella, you've had an hour. If you don't give me a story, I'm going to come up with a ridiculous story for you. Marcella, give me something. You know, if I make it up, it's going to be weird. Come on.
Teacher, okay. I'm gonna
Go
give
for it,
you
Claudia. Give me the story.
a weird history because I just thinking a topic like a friendly dragon with the gift that Jackie gave you. But okay, a friendly dragon trying to save a little mouse in a cave.
Perfect. Thank you, Claudia. Write a script. I'm going to say ChatGPT, write a 2-page script because I don't want it to be too long. We're going to have to read it in class about a friendly dragon trying to save a little mouse in a cave. All right, there we go. So I'm going to tell ChatGPT to make this, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to make an actual script. But we're going to have to vote. Is this something you would actually want to watch? I'm going to say 2 characters only speaking. Okay, here we go. Does everybody see? So there's Claudia's idea. I'm putting it into ChatGPT right now. Okay. Now, Claudia and Marcella, choose 2 people to read. Anybody you want to hear read?
I choose Israel.
Israel, you're going to be one of the readers. You're going to be the mouse or the dragon. Okay. And Israel, choose a partner who's another actor. I'm just going to look randomly. Oh, yeah, Israel.
Anthony.
Who do you choose? Who?
Anthony.
Anthony, perfect. So Israel and Anthony are going to read. And now ChatGPT is going to make the script right now based on Claudia's idea. Here we go. Okay, here it comes. What's happening? Okay, there it is. There it is. Okay, look, everybody see, I'm not typing anything. So there it is. Okay. It's called The Dragon's Rescue. All right. Who wants to, now, Israel, do you want to be Draco or Mickey?
Draco.
Draco. Now we're gonna have to get one more reader for the narration, the stuff that's in the brackets, like enter Mickey, a small mouse. Jackie, would you like to do that? I think you'd be very good with the narration. Okay, great. So here's the script. All right. And oh, this is nice. It's going to keep going until you press stop. But what's now, remember, why is this unusable? Anthony knows.
Because it can be copyright.
Yeah, all of this is just pulled from random places in the internet. So you don't know what's original and what's not. It's just, it's like dropping a bag of rice on the floor. And it's just a mess. You don't know what this is all about. Okay, so let's stop right here. Whoa, oh, no. I didn't mean regenerate.
No, because you put the two.
Oh, whoops. Okay, so
It's the second one.
Draco and Milo. Okay, I need to press stop generating. Here we go. We'll give it a minute. This is interesting. Okay, maybe this is going to be good. I don't know. I'll let it go for 1 minute, but everybody, after this, we're going to vote. Here we go. So there it is. We're going to perform the script and then vote. Would you watch this show? Here we go. Okay. There it is. Okay. Let's press stop. Okay. So that's a script. It's about 2 pages. And I'll make it nice and big for everybody to see. Oh, come on. All right. Jackie is going to narrate the story. Israel is Draco. Anthony is Milo. Okay, here we go. And the TV show is called The Dragon's Quest. So everything that is not Milo or Draco, Jackie will read. Okay. And you can follow me with the annotations. Okay. Jackie, please begin. INT means interior.
Yeah, but that one is the second page, so you have to back to the one.
Oh no, this is the first. This is the beginning. This is the beginning right here.
All right.
Dragon's Quest. I'll read the introduction here. Okay. Drago, a friendly dragon who wants to save a little mouse. And that was Cloudy's idea. Milo, a scared little mouse trapped in a cave. The part of Drago will be played by Israel. The part of Milo will be played by Anthony. Okay. Jackie, please read this narration.
Draco, a kind-hearted dragon, enters a dark cave, searching for Milo, a frightened little mouse trapped inside.
Very good. Okay, now here we go. It's showtime, Israel. Remember, you're whispering.
Milo, where are you?
Okay, here. Okay, now remember, you're crying here. You're crying, Anthony.
Teacher, but
Who is there? Please don't hurt me.
Okay, Israel.
don't worry, little one. I won't hurt you. I come up to save you.
Okay, Jackie.
Milo cautiously peers out from a corner and sees Drago's friendly face.
Okay, Anthony, you're nervous.
You are dragon. Aren't you supposed to be scary?
Israel.
Appearance can be deceiving. I may be sight, but I have a gentle heart. Now hop onto my back and fly us out there.
And I'll fly us out.
Milo hesitates for a moment, then cautiously climbs onto Dragon's back.
But it can find our way out. It's so dark in here.
Have fun, Milo. I know this cave like the back of my cloth. We'll make it out together.
Okay, Jackie.
Drago spreads his wings and takes flight, carefully maneuvering through the narrow cave passages.
This is amazing. I've never seen the world from out here before.
You're laughing,
There is
Rob.
there is a whole world out there waiting for you to explore, Milo. You just need a little help to get started.
They emerge from the cave and into the sunlight.
There we go. Exterior green meadow daytime. Jackie?
Drago lands in a beautiful green meadow, gently getting Milo down.
Thank you, Dragon. You're not like any dragon I ever heard of.
Well, I believe I'm being friend to all creatures, no matter how big or small.
You are the best friend a little mouse could have.
And you, Milo, have reminded me of the joy of helping others.
Okay, that was the script. And it cost absolutely nothing for the script. So everybody think for a minute. I'm going to put a poll into the chat. Okay. We just made our own AI script. Now imagine you're watching at home. Would you have a lot of competition. You got your Paramount Plus, you got your Disney Plus, you got your HBO Max, you got your Netflix, and you're just sitting at home. You want to be entertained right now.
Teacher.
Would you? Yes.
But I think so the history we start in the middle because you put two page and we start in the second page. So we missed the first,
that was
the beginning.
That was the beginning. I'll go back to it. I'll show you. That was the very beginning, Israel. That was you read from the beginning. See, that was the Dragon's Quest. Yeah. Yeah, you started reading from the beginning, right? That was it. Yep. We didn't miss anything.
In the
I
arrow,
think it was two different histories.
You can put one of two.
What's that, Jackie?
In the scroll, yes, two, line 2, you can put 1 instead 2.
Well, what we're noticing right now is that I think that Jackie and Israel are already changing what the computer did. So it looks like if we were all making this TV show together, it looks like Jackie and Israel might need to be paid for their ideas. I don't know. Could a computer do this by itself, or do we still need people to make little changes? But that's the general idea. So the mouse and the dragon, this is Claudia's idea. Claudia, what do you think? Do you like what the computer did on its own, or do you want to have people like Jackie and Israel making changes?
I think it was good. At the beginning, I think was a weird idea, but after I was louding with Anthony voice.
There we go. So Anthony's a star. I think Israel's pretty great too. And Jackie is also doing great with her narration. But here we go. Let's just vote. As a TV show, would you want to binge watch this series? The general idea came from Cloudy, and we had human actors, Israel and Anthony. I'm going to put a poll right here. Would you binge watch this series? Okay, so yes or no. Here we go. I'm going to put the poll up right here. Okay, so would you binge watch this series about the mouse and the dragon? And choice 1 is yes. Choice 2 is no. And there we go. Okay, everybody take a look. In the chat, you can see the poll. Just vote yes or no. Would you watch this, yes or no? And we'll compare the results. Would you binge watch this series? Just click yes or no. Would you watch it?
I cannot see the poll.
I'll redo it. Here we go.
I cannot.
Okay, I'll try this again. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to click
Yes.
launch. Ha, okay. Launching the poll now. Go. Okay. Just click yes or no. Cast your votes, yes or no. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. I've got so far. Oh, very interesting, very interesting. So far, we've got 3 no and 5 yes. Okay, I think there's one person who hasn't cast their vote. This is a close one. Would you watch the series about the mouse and the dragon? Okay, so 1 is undecided and 5 have voted yes and 3 have voted no. Oh, wait, that's me. I'm the one. I didn't, oh yeah, I forgot. I'm the one. Okay, so yes. So according to this class, let's see, according to this class, looks like we've lost a few people since we started class. Yeah, we have lost a few. Most people said yes, they would watch this. So, sorry, writers, we don't need you anymore. Don't need, so, yep, go ahead and stay on strike. We were okay. We will just use, Cloudy, we'll just use, looks like we still need actors though. So let's say, so we still need, here they are. There's Israel and there's Anthony. We still need you two, but you could be replaced soon enough. But looks like we don't need writers. All right, so that was a fun exercise. Now let's take a look at the upcoming assignments. So we've got 12 minutes left in class. So I gave you a short assignment due next week. Read this article, review the Jamboard, and write a compare and contrast piece about the 2007 and 2023 writers' strike. And you also have due on Friday a second draft. There it is. Yes, the second draft of your Living in the USA essay. Does anybody need help with this?
Only we wanna fix our first version and
Let's
put
take a
in this section.
Okay, let's, so I'm gonna go right now, I'm gonna go over Ashley's comments right here. It says, please, whoa, here it is. Please read the instructions from the first assignment, exclamation point. See my comments. So that means read the comments. It's in the same document. Read the comments that Ashley made. Make a copy of your first draft and then write your second draft. Does everybody know how to make a copy with a Google Doc?
No,
Yes, sir.
Okay, so a handful of people need to review that. So here we go. All right, so here is a Google Doc. That's what this was my assignment that I wrote. You go to make a copy, you go to File and you click Make a Copy. So let's say here's a Google Doc and here is Ashley's comments. Picked this. Okay, so if we've got the comments and then you know what to do, you go to File, you go to Make a Copy, and then you make a copy and you attach the copy for draft 2. Does that make sense? Okay, if it makes sense, say absolutely nothing. Perfect, everybody understands. So that's what she's asking you to do. So you go to File and then right click, Make a Copy, and the copy of your first one is what you attach. But don't just copy it, actually make the changes. So make the changes and that will be your second draft. So that's what she's asking you to do for draft 2. Does anybody need help with this assignment? Identifying and editing essay elements. Looks interesting. So this word thesis statement, you'll be doing a lot of that, identifying a thesis statement a lot when English 111, when you get to Bunker Hill. Okay, so those are the upcoming assignments. Mine will be due next week. Your next assignment, which takes priority, is draft 2. That's Friday. And I'll give you some time on Thursday and also tomorrow evening to go over that and help you out with that. Let's go into the article. So we'll finish up with just a little bit of reading right here. So this is the article I attached, and I'm asking you to compare and contrast these 2 events. So the writers were on strike in 2007. They went back on strike this year. Let's figure out what's going on. I'm going to take a look at this second page. I'm going to read the first right here, and then we'll do a round robin reading right here. So the Writers Guild of America is on strike, and a vital part of the entertainment industry could be in for a long work stoppage. So the prediction is this might go on for quite a while. Why is that? Let's read on. Volunteer reader for this paragraph. Who wants to read? Go for it. Anthony. Milo, the artist formerly known as Anthony.
Yeah. By many accounts, the TV and films industry is overdue for a reckoning after the pandemic made the 2020 contract bargaining season adult. That prevented writers and their employers, represented by the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, from reaching new agreements on emerging technology and business practice.
Very good. And here's a colloquial piece of language, a dud. The pandemic made the 2020 contract bargaining season a dud, meaning the work situation in 2020 was not realistic for the foreseeable future. So nobody could really negotiate. All right. And then there's a professor of media studies quoted, and she's from the University of Georgia. Her name is Kate Fort Mueller. That's who's quoted, a good use, so a reminder of what quotation marks are for. Milo, who would you like to read this paragraph?
Israel.
Israel, go for it. Draco.
The revenge.
Revenge.
So right here, nobody cared if you went on
Nobody
strike.
cared if you went on a strike in spring of 2020. It just didn't matter because nobody was working anyway. Kate Formula, an assistant professor of entertainment and media studies at the University of Georgia, told NPR.
Very good. And these next few lines, Israel, who would you like to read this part?
Clary.
Claudia, go for it.
All right. The buildup of unresolved issues is just one reason. Formula says that the 2023 strike could last a while. I think this has the potential to be one of the longer strikes, she said. I think it has the potential to be one of the big ones. Here's a quick guide. Here's a quick guide to what's different about this strike.
So this professor of media studies at the University of Georgia thinks this strike is going to go on for a while. Why? Claudia, choose a reader for this next paragraph, please.
Gracie.
Gracie, go for it.
Okay. Writer and production companies are grappling with how to reconcile drastically different ideas of how the media business should handle a streaming platform. It's a new version of their perennial disagreement over residual payment. The money that writers get when their material is reused and compared to the last big streak, which lasts from 2007 to 2008, new players are involved.
Excellent. And this is great because if you were not here last week and you don't know the word residual, the definition is actually in the paragraph. Isn't that cool? Residual payments dash the money writers get when their material is reused. So it gives you the definition in the paragraph itself if you've never seen the word before. So there's disagreements over how to get paid from streaming platforms. And here's a big difference right here between the two events. These two quotes, let's get one final reader. Gracie, who would you like to read this last part?
Jackie.
Can I? Okay. Go ahead.
Either one, it's fine.
You can, Fatima.
So polite. Go for it, Fatima.
That's new about this is who's at the table, frankly. Fortune Muller said listening companies such as Amazon, Apple, and Netflix. We haven't really seen them as a part of this negotiation in the past. She added, so I think that's not necessarily a wild card, but it does change some of the stakes.
Exactly. I'm going to stop right here because this is a huge difference. Good job, Fatima. All right. So in 2007, what was Amazon? Amazon was a place to get used books. It was a really clunky website where you could buy used books. So that was Amazon in 2007. It was a place to get cheap books online. And then gradually they started selling everything. And what is Amazon today?
A huge company in the world.
Yeah, and it's the second largest producer of movies and TV in the world, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but it's up there, second or third or fourth. So Amazon has never been a part of this world of film and TV, but they are now. So this very powerful company is suddenly involved with negotiations in a type of business that has never negotiated with them. What was Apple in 2007? There's a company that made phones and computers. And now what are they? They're an entertainment producer. They're filmmakers now. And so Netflix in 2007 was a website where you could order DVDs. That was it. And now they are number one. They are the largest creator of TV and video content. So this is the biggest difference. When you're writing, this is the biggest change from 2007 to 2023. In 2023, in 2007, traditional filmmakers and traditional TV producers made film and TV. They're not the biggest anymore. Now it's these tech giants that are the biggest producers of what we watch. It's different players involved in the negotiation. So writers have never, ever negotiated with these powerful tech companies before. So the Writers Guild, they're a union, they negotiate for contracts, but they've never, ever negotiated with these powerful companies before. So that's why this professor thinks this negotiation could take a long time. That's it. We're done. See you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you, teacher.
See you later.
Bye, thank you.